Hello today, and welcome back if you're back, and welcome over if you're new. Today is the continuation of when your doshas are out of whack, they look like this. Yesterday I did vata imbalances. Today I am discussing pitta imbalances. So it's the element of damp heat. Heat is the element, damp is the quality. And so pitta people, I will be referring to them as pitta people, and I am one. But just like vata people, kapha people, it's more, nobody has like one pure dosha. We're all a combination of two, and we all have all three, but the primary, constitution is a combination of two of the three doshas. So you could be either vata pitta, vata kapha, or pitta kapha. And I don't get into like micro degrees, in terms of constitution. Like, do we refer to you as vata kapha or kapha vata? It doesn't matter. I'm just more interested in having the understanding of the elements at play, at interplay, inside the body. So just like yesterday, vata, I was talking about how vata is responsible for a lot of mental energy, and their imbalance usually occurs in the mental realm. And Vata also rules the colon, and which is the large intestine. Pitta, which we're talking about today, rules the small intestine. And it also rules eyes, skin, blood, and sweat. So that's kind of interesting. Pitta is responsible for inflammation anywhere in the body. That is a sign of out of whack pitta. It's responsible. The pitta dosha out of control is also responsible for skin issues. Like I was talking about the competitive athlete that I was coaching once, and she was complaining about a rash, and I told her to give blood, donate blood. And she did, and the rash went away within like 10 hours. Nothing else to do. So skin issues like rashes and even acne comes from high pitta. Whereas vata is responsible for like a dry quality to the poop. Pitta, when it's too overactive, causes loose stools. High pitta is responsible for extra sweating and overactive digestion. So you do not want to be around a pitta person when they're hangry, because I think pitta people probably invented that whole term. There's a certain amount of back pain that high pitta is responsible for. Whereas the main emotion, the baseline emotion for vata was fear, the main emotion for pitta is anger. Not a surprise. We are talking about fire element. The anger can be triggered to escalate to things like jealousy and envy and like a cruel tongue. I call it the slice and dice, where a pitta person will just cut you to the quick. They want to lash out. They cut you to the quick, and then they kind of walk away. It's been described to me as a cruel tongue, but I call it the slice and dice. When they're hungry or angry, Pitta types have difficult sleeping. I can tell that. Here. Their eyes are red, dry, and sensitive. High Pitta is responsible for making the person judgmental and impatient. Judgy. Like angry, impatient, and judgy. And slice and dice. These are all high Pitta conditions. They are highly irritable. And left unchecked, the high Pitta can also lead to excessive perfectionism. I'm not that. They can, the digestive agni can burn so hot for a Pitta person that they will actually get nauseous when missing a meal. So there's a physical, condition when that digestive agni has nothing to digest. So I would say between Pitta and Vata, it is very important that those two doshas eat on time, at whatever time it's going to be. Eat on time and don't miss meals. Pitta, it's not recommended that Pitta eat red meat or fried foods because those things are aggravating to the Pitta dosha. And there's a good herbal combination. It's called Triphala. That's very good for Pitta. Triphala. And you can probably find it in a health food store, definitely online somewhere. So I don't want to start kapha because I will run out of time. So this is just a quick and dirty version of Pitta being out of control. And I hope your Pitta is not too out of whack, because it can be, like I described, it can be angry and lashing out. And, it's important also for Pitta to have a practice. Like I mentioned with the Vatas, it's called sadhana, sadhana, and that is your divine practice. Your, it could be prayer, could be meditation, could be going to church, but something to pacify the dosha with a divine influence. Does that make sense? Very important. And so the next thing we're going to be talking about is kapha imbalances. And then after we discuss all the imbalances, I will also be introducing remedies, like not cures, but how to address an aggravated condition. All right. I'll see you soon for kapha. Thank you for being here.